Welcome to another English lesson with Miss W. Today we are going to be looking at adjectives. What is an adjective, I hear you say? Well, let's find out. An adjective is a word that describes something about an object or a thing. Remember the nouns we did yesterday? Think about how you could describe them. That's what we're going to look at today. So an adjective, that's a very important word, describes an object or thing. Remember our nouns from the last lesson? So we had a dog, a pencil, a shoe, and a cup. We need to describe each one. So think about what could you say about the dog. You might say the white dog or the small dog. What about the shoe? You might say the black shoe or the large shoe. The pencil, it could be an orange pencil, a short pencil, a sharp pencil. What about the cup? It could be a white cup, a hot cup, a round cup. Let's find out about different types of adjectives and then how we can use them. Adjectives can be colours. Can you read the colours along with me? We've got red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, pink, white, grey, brown, and black. Look for an object, a noun remember, in the room you're in. What colour is it? Can you make it a describing phrase? We can also call this an adjectival phrase. Let's have a look at some examples. I can see a red carpet. I can see a blue sofa. I can see a yellow cup. What can you see in your room? Adjectives can also be the size of something, how big or small it is. Let's read these words together. We've got small, big, enormous, large, tiny. These are all words that describe the size of something. Now look for an object in your room. You can use different objects this time. What size is it? Or what size are the objects you can see? Can you think of how to make it a describing phrase using the size words and the object that you can see? Let's look at some examples to help us. I've got a small cat in my room. There is a big table. There is a tiny ruler. What can you see in your room? Can you make some phrases for what you can see? Adjectives can also be the feel of something. How does something feel? We've got some words here. Let's read them together. Hard, lumpy, smooth, rough, slimy. Pick up an object or touch an object in your room. How does it feel? Can you make a describing phrase for it? Let's have a look at some examples. In my room, there is a soft blanket. There is a lumpy chair. There is a rough hairbrush. What do the objects feel like in your room? I hope you've noticed that for our adjectives, they come before the noun. So we say a soft blanket, a lumpy chair, a rough hairbrush, a red carpet, a blue sofa, a yellow cup, a small cat, a big table, and a tiny ruler. So we use the adjective before the object. Now I have a challenge for you, especially if you're year 3, 4, 5 or 6. Can you use 2 adjectives to describe an object? So I have a table in my room. Do you have a table? Can you think of 2 adjectives to describe it? So my table, I'm going to look at the colour. The table in my room is white. So I'm going to write the word white. I'm going to think about the size of my table. My table is big. I'm going to write the word big. Let's read that back. The white big table. I have 2 adjectives, but that doesn't sound quite right, does it? That's because we always put the size of something before the colour. So we need to switch those around. So instead of the white big table, that becomes the big white table. And if you want to get super clever, you can put a comma in between them. Now let's have a look at the sofa. What about the sofa in your house? Is it big, small? What colour is it? How does it feel when you sit on it? My sofa is grey. It's also very lumpy. So I'm going to have a think. I've got grey and lumpy. Let's think about the order we put those words. Do we say the grey lumpy sofa or the lumpy grey sofa? We put the condition first, or the feel. So we say the lumpy grey sofa. And if you want to be really clever again, you can put a comma between the adjectives. That is how you use 2 adjectives to describe an object. Now it's your turn. I'd like you to find 5 objects in your room or your house. I would like you to write down describing or adjectival phrases for them. You can use the colour, the size and the feel. For example, I might write down the smooth grey carpet. The smooth grey carpet. I might just use 1 adjective. I have a blue cup. I have a white fan. I have a large chair. If you're year 1 or year 2, you can just write 1 adjective. If you're key stage 2 or you'd like to give yourself a challenge, you can use 2 adjectives, and don't forget that comma in between. Show your adult when you're done, or you could post us a picture or a comment with yours on. Thanks for watching another English with Miss W. Have an amazing day and be kind to yourself.